The world is witnessing a potential turning point in global finance. Saudi Arabia, the world's largest oil exporter, has signaled its intention to move away from using the US dollar for oil transactions. This move, while still in its early stages, has sent shockwaves through the global economy, raising questions about the future of the US dollar as the world's reserve currency. For decades, the US dollar has reigned supreme in international trade, particularly in the oil market. This arrangement, known as the Petrodollar system, has been a cornerstone of US economic and geopolitical power. However, recent events suggest that this system may be under threat. Saudi Arabia's decision to explore alternatives to the US dollar is driven by a complex interplay of economic and political factors. Understanding these factors is crucial to grasping the potential ramifications of this move for the global economy and for ordinary people around the world. The petrodollar system emerged in the 1970s following the collapse of the Bretton Woods system, which had pegged the value of the US dollar to gold. Under this new system, Saudi Arabia, in exchange for US military protection and support, agreed to price its oil exclusively in US dollars. This agreement had far-reaching consequences. As other oil-producing nations followed suit, the demand for US dollars surged, cementing its status as the world's primary reserve currency. This gave the US significant economic and political leverage on the global stage. The ability to print the world's reserve currency granted the US a unique advantage, allowing it to borrow money at lower interest rates and finance its large trade deficits. Furthermore, it gave the US the power to impose sanctions and influence the economic policies of other nations. However, this system has also been criticized for creating an uneven playing field, benefiting the US at the expense of other countries. In recent years, cracks have begun to appear in the foundation of the petrodollar system. Several factors have contributed to Saudi Arabia's decision to explore alternatives to the US dollar for its oil transactions. One key factor is the growing dissatisfaction with the US's foreign policy in the Middle East, particularly its close relationship with Israel and its involvement in regional conflicts. This has strained relations between the US and Saudi Arabia, leading the latter to seek more diversified partnerships. Another factor is the rise of China as a global economic powerhouse. China is now the world's largest importer of oil, and its growing economic clout has given it significant leverage in the global energy market. Furthermore, the increasing use of alternative currencies such as the euro and the Chinese yuan in international trade has also chipped away at the dominance of the US dollar. China's growing influence. China has been actively promoting the use of its currency, the yuan, in international trade. It has established a yuan-denominated oil futures contract, which allows for the purchase of oil in yuan, directly challenging the petrodollar system. While the yuan is not yet a fully convertible currency, China's efforts to internationalize its currency have gained traction, particularly among countries seeking to reduce their reliance on the US dollar. Saudi Arabia's willingness to accept yuan for its oil sales would be a significant boost to China's ambitions to establish the yuan as a major global reserve currency. However, significant obstacles remain. The yuan's limited convertibility and the lack of depth and liquidity in Chinese financial markets are major hurdles that need to be addressed. Section 5, a world of multiple reserve currencies, a new era of uncertainty. The potential decline of the petrodollar system raises the possibility of a future where multiple currencies share the role of global reserve currency. This scenario could usher in a new era of uncertainty in the global financial system. A multipolar currency system could lead to greater volatility in exchange rates, making international trade and investment more complex and risky. It could also reduce the effectiveness of US sanctions, potentially altering the geopolitical landscape. However, a more multipolar system could also have some benefits. It could reduce the dominance of any single country in the global financial system, potentially leading to a more balanced and equitable global economy. Section 6. The impact on the US dollar. Will it remain the world's reserve currency? The potential decline of the petrodollar system does not necessarily mean the end of the US dollar as the world's reserve currency. The US dollar remains the most widely used currency in international trade and finance, and the US economy is still the largest in the world. However, the US dollar's dominance is likely to be challenged in the coming years. The rise of other economic powers, such as China, and the increasing use of alternative currencies are eroding the US dollar's preeminence. The extent to which the US dollar will be affected by these developments remains to be seen. However, it is clear that the US can no longer take its status as the issuer of the world's reserve currency for granted. Section 7. What does this mean for global trade and investment? The shift away from the petrodollar system and the potential for a multipolar currency system could have significant implications for global trade and investment. Increased currency volatility could make it more difficult for businesses to price goods and services across borders, potentially leading to a slowdown in international trade. Investors may also become more risk-averse, leading to a decline in cross-border investment. However, these challenges could also create opportunities for businesses and investors who are able to adapt to a more complex and uncertain financial landscape. Section 8. The Average Person's Guide to a Changing Financial Landscape. While the intricacies of global finance may seem distant from the concerns of the average person, the potential decline of the petrodollar system and the shift towards a multipolar currency world could have tangible impacts on people's lives. For instance, a weaker US dollar could lead to higher prices for imported goods such as electronics, clothing, and automobiles. Conversely, it could make US exports more competitive, potentially boosting the US economy and creating jobs. Furthermore, increased currency volatility could make it more expensive to travel abroad or send money to family members in other countries. Section 9. Political ramifications, a potential power shift on the world stage. The potential decline of the petrodollar system has significant geopolitical ramifications. It could erode US economic and political power, potentially leading to a more multipolar world order. A weaker US dollar could diminish the effectiveness of US sanctions, making it more difficult for the US to exert its influence on other countries. Furthermore, the rise of alternative reserve currencies such as the Chinese yuan could give other countries greater leverage in international affairs. This shift in the global balance of power could have far-reaching consequences for international relations, global security, and the rules-based international order. Section 10. Navigating the future, a world beyond the petrodollar. The potential decline of the petrodollar system marks a potential turning point in global finance. While it is still too early to say with certainty what the long-term consequences of this shift will be, it is clear that we are entering a new era of uncertainty and complexity. Navigating this new landscape will require adaptability, flexibility, and a deep understanding of the forces shaping the global economy. The world is watching closely as the tectonic plates of global finance shift beneath our feet. The outcome of these shifts will have profound implications for us all.
So hit that subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications, and let's turn the page on a new adventure together. Get ready to experience books like never before, only on VBook 360. Like, comment, and share to support the channel and keep the video magic alive. Thank you for stopping by. And remember, every video has a story, and every story deserves to be shared. See you in the next video.